good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. This is the next in my video series about counting down to Christmas and making the most of your time just before the holidays hit. So, the first thing to think about is the 12 days of Christmas. Now, I'm specifically saying that and not Advent because if you're in a services field, you know that your emails and your voice are getting drowned out by the sell of e-commerce at this time of year. I mean, this morning I got jumped on by my kids in bed who were thoroughly excited because they were opening up their advent calendars. And I know that you're going to be seeing similar thing whenever you go to the shops, whenever you open your email, whenever you open your web browser, whenever you want to go online. At this moment in time, it's all relentlessly about Christmas presents, Christmas joy, carols, mince pies, and whilst that's great, it's not conducive to services, especially business to business. So if you're in any form of coaching, courses, what have you, and you've just been through the bruising battle of Black Friday and Cyber Monday, you're probably feeling a little bit burnt out right now. So Christmas cards. The good news is that if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed and burnt out, so is your audience. And the really good news is that you can connect to them on that level by giving them a service instead of a direct sales hit. Now don't get me wrong, we all need to get some sales in and we all need to make the connections. But what I want you to focus on right now is building up your pipeline ahead for 2025, if you haven't already. Okay? I'm not saying right off December, by no means, but there's a difference between approaching someone directly saying, do you want to get in and maybe get together for the last month of the year, and then saying to someone in January, we know you're really busy now, but perhaps you'd like to get together after the 6th. So, for those of you who are not Christian, or not from the Western Hemisphere, the rule of thumb is Advent is from the 1st to the 24th of December, and that is when the relentless sales drive happened. It's when people will go to pantomimes, they will go to plays, they will see Christmas, Father Christmas, they will go to Christmas events. You'll see the Christmas markets pop up all over the place, and it's very, very relentless. You know, you switch on the radio, there's Christmas songs. You go into a shop, there's Christmas. It's very in your face. After the 25th is the start of the 12 days of Christmas, and this is typically a lot quieter because everybody is off. And in fact, things do tend to calm down. After, I'd say, around the 16th of December, a lot of people go on holiday just the week before Christmas and make the most of it. Instead of taking an entire week off, typically only 2 days plus the bank holidays. And then they'll take an extra week off because a lot of the kids are off school until New Year. As a result, that period tends to be a lot quieter. Here in the UK, we have what's known as Boxing Day sales. And after that, it then is relatively quiet to New Year, and then there's a secondary celebration, which is usually a bit more muted. That is known as the 12 days of Christmas, and in the Christian tradition, it starts from Jesus' birthday right through to 6th of January, which is the return of the Magi, or Three Kings Day. Now, 6th of Jan this year, 2025 I should say, is when most people will be back in the office. And if you want to riff on the theme of the three wise men, this is your ideal time to do it. So your Christmas card is not just about wishing them the best of the season and a space for work and a way for you to hold them. It's also a way for them to start focusing on next year. Which brings me to the next bit. There is a right way and wrong way to do Christmas cards if you're emailing them. The three popular options for Christmas cards are as follows. Number 1, you do a graphic. Number 2, you are going to do a video. Number 3, you decide you want to go for a cross between them and do a kind of gift. So, the wrong way of doing it is to get your designer to knock a fantastic graphic, you paste it into the email and you send it. Or better yet, you send it as an attachment. Now, there's 2 problems here. The first one is people sometimes block attachments and they sometimes block images, especially if they're in the Apple, where it becomes a safe center thing. Apple will automatically block it for you unless you tell it not to. That's also the case if you're going to promotions junk, and those are deliverability problems which we will address in a future video. Right now, however, what you need to do is make sure people can actually see your message. So if you want to have a fantastic graphic, combine it to the header and make sure it comes with an alt tag. Then you make sure that the background of your body of your email is the same colour as your graphic. You can use a colour picker if needs be from your browser to make sure they're the same and match up correctly. Remember as well that you can get email headers created in Canva, import them directly into MailChimp, and the same for Klaviyo. and then write the rest of the message. This is key because it means that your message won't get lost, and it also confirms to the sender that you're not being a spammer. The other thing you can do as well is what's known as top and tailing in the industry. So you have a graphic at the top, a graphic at the bottom, and text in between, which obviously is HTML text because you then create the same background. And you can cut and paste it just like a normal email. You can dice them up. So there are a few ways that you can do a Christmas card as an email which people mostly see your message, and it will look good. Now, that takes me on to videos and GIFs. Videos don't have a good time in email. It's the nature of the beast. If you are planning a video, I would go with a cover image and a click through to your website or to your YouTube channel or wherever it is you're hosting it. It's almost impossible these days to get a video to play an email. What you can do though is you can get a GIF to play an email if you're clever about it. Don't go for a big GIF, go for a small GIF, and if you want it to go for the entirety of your email, again, I would slice it so top and bottom, or even in between. But your GIF should be no more than 1 megabyte in total per GIF, and keep them short. If you're doing time loop, no more than 6 seconds. And that counts because, again, you're looking at downloads. And you can't guarantee that everyone has a decent download function, especially if they're seeing it on the phone. So my advice is use a GIF. GIFs can be fantastic for getting attention. Make sure it's relevant. Make sure your email can cope if the GIF is frozen or doesn't download, that the images and the message is still there. And try not to embed your call to action in the GIF or in the image. Big no-no, because people won't see it and it won't get used. And ideally, you should have repetition as well. So call to action at the top and then one at the bottom. There you go. So bear those in mind. You have your message and you're seeing Merry Christmas, season's greetings, have a robin, have a snowman, have a beautiful Elsa dancing on the lawn, whatever it is you want to say in your message. And I will give kudos brownie points if anyone sends me a dancing Elsa. Once you've got that, you've made them laugh, you've made a connection with them, you can say, go ahead and book me in, or we can talk in the new year, or if you want to make sure you escape the overwhelm, go to my page, go to my landing page, watch my video. Always have a call to action so you know your Christmas message is being heard and appreciated. That leads me to the final point. What happens if people don't hear and appreciate your message because there's a tidal wave in their inbox or it's going to spam? That is when you do 2 things. The first one is there's no shame in repetition. In fact, that is part of your brand consistency. So make sure that the same graphics you're using in your email are also going out on social media. Okay, and don't be afraid to repost it once or twice. Also, resend to anyone who doesn't open and probably even doesn't click your message. I can guarantee there's going to be at least a proportion, at least 20% of your message that will not open and click, possibly more. That being the case, you've got to assume not that they don't care about you, just that they're overwhelmed and busy. And what you're doing now is to service them. You can resend the message if it's before Christmas with a different subject line, simply saying, hey, we noticed you didn't open this, but if you can, there'll be something inside for you. If it's after Christmas, switch to a New Year message, and it's reasonably easy to alter the graphics. And Happy New Year is a pretty good reminder in any case, because it gets them thinking, as I said, about what they're going to do for Q1, which is where you want them to be. Let's start building up your sales next year now. And start getting you ready for next year with a smile on your face and their face. Because at the end of the day, it's about the human connection. We know that you're brilliant at it, they know you're brilliant at it, and they know as well that they don't have to worry about contacting you because you're going to do the hard work for them. You're going to contact them. So, in conclusion, go ahead, write those Christmas messages, enjoy yourself and have some fun. Take care until next time.